Hey Bougie click. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm diving deep into the thought-provoking themes of the film This Ends With Us, based on Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel. This poignant story tackles the complexities of leaving an abusive relationship, especially when children are involved, and explores the often overlooked generational impacts of such experiences. We'll also be discussing the fascinating science of epigenetics and how our choices can influence not just our lives, but the lives of future generations. Join me as we unravel the controversial plot and uncover the hidden truths that lie within the narrative. Let's get started.
I'ma make you a fan.
Unraveling the controversial plot of This Ends With Us and the hidden impact of epigenetics. Leaving an abusive partner is a significant and often life-altering decision, particularly for those with children. While the instinct to protect oneself and one's children is paramount, it is crucial to understand that leaving an abusive relationship after having kids does not always guarantee safety. Instead, it can inadvertently expose children to further risk. The movie This Ends With Us, based on Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel, poignantly illustrates these complexities, showing how the cycle of abuse extends beyond a relationship and into parenting. Selfish decisions and their consequences. Being in an abusive relationship can be seen as selfish. However, deciding to wait until you have children to recognize the need to leave such a relationship is also selfish. By not exiting the situation immediately, you endanger your family and friends. Additionally, it forces you to deceive those you care about for someone who doesn't truly love you. Waiting to leave an abusive partner after having kids inadvertently puts them at risk. While you may be able to leave, that man is still their father, and legally, you cannot prevent them from seeing him until something harmful occurs. This is why I emphasize the importance of making better choices, not to excuse men's wrongdoings, but to protect children who did not choose to be in this situation. Many men who are abusive toward women often extend that behavior toward children, a fact that is frequently overlooked in films. When women decide to leave these relationships for their own safety, the children are often left to bear the consequences of those decisions. They are frequently left in the care of their abusers, with no one to advocate for them or witness the abuse. Understanding epigenetics. Also, let's not forget about epigenetics. Epigenetics is the study of changes in gene activity that do not involve alterations to the genetic code itself. These changes can influence how genes are turned on or off and how they are expressed, without changing the DNA sequence. Think of it as a layer of regulation above the genetic code that can be influenced by various factors such as environment, lifestyle, and experiences. Factors influencing gene expression. For instance, factors like diet, stress, and exposure to toxins can cause chemical modifications to DNA or the proteins associated with DNA, affecting how genes are expressed. These epigenetic changes can sometimes be passed down to future generations, adding an extra layer of complexity to our understanding of heredity and gene function. Generational consequences and epigenetics. Epigenetics offers a scientific perspective on how certain traits, behaviors, or health conditions can appear to run in families, resembling what some might refer to as generational curses. While the concept of generational curses is often rooted in cultural or spiritual beliefs, epigenetics provides a biological explanation for how environmental and lifestyle factors can cause chemical modifications to our DNA. These epigenetic changes can influence gene expression and potentially be passed down to subsequent generations. For example, if a parent experiences significant stress, poor diet, or exposure to toxins, these factors can trigger epigenetic changes that may impact their children's risk of developing certain health conditions. In this way, epigenetics helps us understand the complex interplay between our genes, our environment, and how certain traits or predispositions can be inherited across generations, offering a more nuanced understanding of familial patterns and curses. The biblical perspective on generational impact. The sins of father will be visited upon the children. You set your children up for failure when you have kids with the wrong person. The Bible says in Numbers 14:18, "The Lord is long-suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation." This verse speaks to the idea of the generational consequences of one's actions. It's interesting to see how this concept resonates with modern scientific understandings of epigenetics and how behaviors and environments can affect multiple generations. Taking responsibility for actions. As children grow and begin to mimic their father's behaviors, it's easy to place blame on them. However, these traits are often rooted in their DNA. You will tell them they should have known better, but you didn't. You will tell them they should have made better choices, but you didn't. They had no control over the situation, but you did, and you often shift the blame first to the man and then to the children. However, it is you who must take responsibility for your actions. Good individuals cannot rely on those with bad intentions to act correctly. It is our responsibility to take action. The struggles of Lily Bloom. In This Ends With Us, the protagonist, Lily Bloom, finds herself in a tumultuous relationship with Ryle Kincaid, a man she loves but who harbors deeply ingrained issues with anger and violence. While Lily initially believes that leaving Ryle would protect her daughter, the reality is more complicated. The film showcases how an abusive partner can also be an abusive parent. Ryle's sporadic violent outbursts and his struggle with his emotions put not only Lily but also their child in a precarious position. The emotional turmoil that ensues from living with an abusive partner often seeps into the parenting dynamic, leading to an unstable environment for children. The challenges after leaving. One of the stark realities depicted in the film is that leaving an abuser does not always lead to immediate safety. The aftermath of separation can be fraught with challenges, including legal battles, custody disputes, and the risk of retaliation from the abuser. In many cases, the abusive partner may resort to manipulation or intimidation to maintain control, which can have dire consequences for the children involved. The film shows how even after Lily leaves Ryle, the fear of his potential actions hangs over her, creating an atmosphere of anxiety that can negatively impact her daughter's well-being. Addressing the cycle of abuse. Moreover, the narrative illustrates the importance of addressing the cycle of abuse before children are born. Women who find themselves in relationships with abusive partners often face immense pressure, whether emotional or financial, that can complicate their decisions regarding pregnancy and parenthood. In This Ends With Us, Lily's love for Ryle blinds her to the warning signs of his abusive nature until it is too late. By the time she recognizes the patterns of abuse, she is already a mother, and the stakes are significantly higher. Had she made the decision to leave before becoming pregnant, she could have spared herself and her child from the emotional and physical dangers that accompany such relationships. The long-term effects on children. Additionally, the film underscores the broader implications of raising children in an abusive environment. Children who witness domestic violence are at a higher risk of developing emotional and behavioral issues, and they may internalize the trauma, affecting their own relationships in the future. The cycle of abuse can perpetuate itself across generations. Children raised in abusive homes may come to accept violence as a norm, either as victims or as perpetrators. Conclusion: the importance of awareness and understanding. This Ends With Us serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities involved in leaving an abusive partner, especially when children are involved. While the desire to protect oneself and one's children is understandable, it is essential to recognize that leaving an abuser after having children does not always equate to safety. The emotional and psychological ramifications of abuse can linger long after a relationship has ended, and the threat of an abusive partner does not dissipate simply because a separation has occurred. Therefore, it is crucial for individuals to prioritize their safety and the safety of their future children by addressing these issues before entering parenthood. By fostering awareness and understanding of the signs of abuse, individuals can make informed choices that protect not only themselves but also the next generation from the cycle of violence. Thank you for joining me today as we explored the intricate and often painful themes depicted in This Ends With Us. We delved into the complexities of leaving an abusive relationship, especially when children are involved, and examined how these experiences can have generational impacts through the lens of epigenetics. Remember, awareness is the first step towards breaking the cycle of abuse. If you or someone you know is in a similar situation, don't hesitate to seek help and support. If you found this discussion insightful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going about these important issues. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. What do you think? Is This Ends With Us a problematic storyline? Let me know in the comments section. Stay bougie. Follow and support me. All links in bio. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check description for more info. New episodes every day.